Blair Spencer will lead off the third end. Blair Spicer, rather, will lead off in the third end. And he has again gone for that slightly just over the medium length.
Yes, just didn't want to lose the jack.
Backhand delivery first up for Blair. Coming in now.
Yeah, great opening bowl. It's been a tough day for Blair. I watched his first game this morning, and he won the game on an extreme with his last bowl. And the other sort of games you've got to get out of, you know, early in the tournament to get this far. And perhaps it's his day.
There's a lot of up and down movement, a lot of physical activity to play singles game. Gary, did the players put any physical preparation into it?
Well, I'm sure they play a lot, these guys, and a lot of these people play four or five times a week, and the tournaments last all day. And I mean, here we are. They've been playing for a good 9 hours already today, so it's pretty hard work for them. But I don't think it's too strenuous. I think it's just more mental drain rather than physical. But geez, they're playing well, aren't they?
Yes, both of them right on the spot here. Neil Semple probably holds the shot. And we'll have another look at that bowl of his as it comes down towards the head.
Yeah, it's just perfectly greened and weighted. And I mean, that's a tough shot, and he's played it with absolute perfection.
The crowd getting a treat here. They're getting a demonstration of some very precise bowling. Forehand delivery from Blair.
Yes, he's just trying to get a connection onto the black to kick the jack back to his brown. He's just a little bit wide, but very good weight for the shot.
Because he does have the last bowl on this end. Whatever Blair Spicer is going to do, he's got to do it with his next bowl.
Well, he's played a great shot again. He's just come round his bowl and drawn the back of the jack, and really Neil Semple's playing with magnificent control at the moment.
Blair's going to have to give this a little bit of thought. What do you think he'll do here?
I think he probably will play the backhand and play with weight and look to get onto his brown and hope for connection with the jack moving backwards, and I think that's what we'll see him play here. And it looks exactly what he's going to do.
Testing for the weight before he lets the bowl go.
Yes, he's running down on this backhand. He's close. Oh,
well,
very bad result.
Couldn't have asked for a worse result than that. He could be three down.
Oh, he's dreadfully unlucky there. I think he is 3 down.
He'll be shaking his head, wondering what went wrong, but he couldn't have done anything differently, really, could he?
Yeah, let's just watch the replay here, and he probably just needed another bit of weight because that's exactly the bowl he went for, but just didn't get enough movement on the jack, which was really surprising.
So Neil Semple holding 2, possibly 3, his last bowl. The bonus shot because Blair has finished his bowls. And I think he'd be a little bit disappointed there.
Yes, it was always going to be a little bit difficult for him, but it just fell out, and so that was a little bit unfortunate. But he's got 3, and I think he'd be pretty happy with that. So
3 ends completed in the second of the 2 semi-finals. Neil Semple of Waikato goes out to a 4-2 lead over Blair Spicer of Canterbury. Now it's Neil's turn to decide the length of the end to be played. He delivers the jack. And he's gone for a little longer end.
He's tried to throw it as far as he can. He's done pretty well. But his weight control at the moment is just absolutely superb. And here's another brilliant opener.
Both the jack and the bowls must be delivered from within the mat, the chalked out box marked on the mat. Otherwise it's a foul bowl. Because the players can't have any contact with the mat at the time of delivery either, can they?
No, that's right. But I tell you what, these two guys are making this game look very, very easy. I can assure you it's a lot more difficult than this. But they're both playing magnificently well at the moment.
Would you like to pick a winner?
Well, Neil looks like he's right on top of it at the moment, but a long way to go. Before the game, I thought Blair would probably have the edge, but Neil really has got great weight control at the moment.
Well, Neil Semple will be disappointed there. He's opened the jack away from his own bowl and given Blair a chance. He'll be looking to move the jack back a little?
Yes, just on the draw. Pretty similar weight to his last, and he looks pretty good. Played it superbly well. Exactly the same weight as last time. That's a great shot.
And being 1 down, Blair Spicer now goes to be 2 up. And the jack is moving a little closer towards the back of the mat, where, of course, there's always the risk of it being knocked off and incurring a penalty.
Sure, but, you know, it's a game of protecting the shot when you've got it real nearly. Neil really gave Blair the shot to play then by just tapping the white out, and he'd be a bit disappointed with that.
His third bowl's breaking into the head now. Well, that's not a bad reply from somebody in that situation.
No, it's a great shot, really. Just sneaked past, and once again, he's really is playing well.
Both of these players have started off well in the second semi-final. Most of the bowls have been of a draw weight, just aimed to reach the jack, but there have been the odd one or two that have been played more firmly, and they tended to have come off for the players.
Yes, it was just that one little bit of bad luck for Blair Spicer, but really it's been a superb game so far. He's just trying to get to this back black and see if he can get a roll out of it. He's pretty close. Oh, another great shot.
Again, we're seeing a fairly precise delivery from Blair Spicer. He's down by 4 shots to 2 on the scoreboard, but he's making every post a winner in this end.
Yes, he'd be holding the 3 that he dropped the end before. Not easy for Neil to get out of it. He might just try and draw again like he did with his last, but a very tough shot. And that's what he's trying to do.
Real sample from the Hamilton City Club in Waikato. A very strong centre and indoor bowls, Waikato. They have several thousand indoor bowlers at the top, not at the top level, but playing competitively.
Yeah, they do, and that's another great shot. I mean, he's drawn second shot there at least, if not the shot. And that's a man playing with a lot of confidence when he can do that. Let's have another look at it. He's 3 down. He's got not much room at all, and he's almost played the absoluter. He's playing superbly well.
Only needed to travel another inch and it would have been the shot.
I think Blair might be trying to run this Brown here, and he could make 2 or 3 shots here, and that's what he's doing.
He's looking to move
Very
the
close.
Brown bowls and shift the Semple bowl out, and he's done that.
Oh, great shot.
So it will be 2 to Blair Spicer on this end, and that should level the scores. 4 ends completed in the second semi-final.
But once
Players
again,
have taken 2 out, and it's 4 all.
Be it outdoor or indoor. The Trackside Channel's exclusive bowls coverage is brought to you by SIS Insurance, where nobody understands your needs more.
From New Plymouth, and we pick up the second semi-final. We're at the 5th end. It's tied at 4 all between Spicer and Semple.
Be it outdoor or indoor. The Trackside Channel's exclusive bowls coverage is brought to you by SIS Insurance, where nobody understands your needs more.
So it's going to be full length this time. The jack can't be positioned any further back than the front of the box there. So both players know exactly how well it's positioned on the mat and how much distance there is to the back of the mat.
yes,
Blair will be a little disappointed with his first bowl here. But he's given Neil the opportunity and he's taken advantage of it.
yes, well, he's definitely got his weight going pretty well, Neil Semple.
Blair Spicer about to deliver his second bowl at the 5th end. Change of hands, and he's going to be close.
Great shot.
At this level, do the players find it tough to change from one side to the other?
Oh no, they're all pretty good. It's very seldom, if you get to this stage of the tournament, do you get players who are only playing one hand, because the heads are changing so often. You've got to be able to play both sides of the mat, and the mats are playing well, so it's not as if you have to favour one. They're pretty even both ways, so you'll find that they'll just play the hand that the shot's open for. And here's another
Third
pretty
Spicer
good bowl.
on its way.
No, he's just a little bit unlucky, got a bad squeeze, but it's another good shot for him, and he's got a really nice plant on there for his last bowl.
Semple will be very conscious of the position of the brown bowls, and he's trying to protect the head now.
Yes, he's...
Okay. His bowl resting alongside the brown to the side of the jack is in some danger of being knocked right off here.
You'll see Blair play with probably a couple of feet of weight, looking for the outside brown to push the black through and stay himself. But he might even have the shot, and that's perhaps what's the only thing holding him back here. And he wouldn't want to give the shot away if he is holding.
He's giving this some thought, obviously. He says, do I take the risk? Or do I settle for what I've got?
I would say that he's obviously holding the shot, otherwise he would definitely be playing the forehand, and he's maybe just running for a bit of cover here.
Well, he's going to draw fairly close. Probably not in the count, but he should be fairly satisfied.
Well, we see here that on the replay he's just trying to draw a dead toucher, and it's very, very close, just short. And I wonder if maybe he is one down playing a shot like that, but very surprised if he is that he didn't play up on the forehand. But he hasn't really left Neil Semple a lot on here.
Neil playing with just a little weight this time. Has he got the right bowl?
Oh, that's one. He's got a bad result this time.
It looks like 2 to Brown here. In fact,
Yeah, 2 to Brown.
2 to Brown. So Blair Spicer goes into the lead again in the match. 5 ends completed, and it's 6-4 to Blair Spicer from Canterbury.
Well, I'd say the way they both played their last bowl, that Blair was actually holding one. He's opted to go long again.
And again, the first bowl over the back of the head, but he'd be quite happy with the position.
Yes, I'd say he would like to have got a little bit closer, because the way Neil's playing his first bowl, I'd say Blair's going to be one down when he plays his second one. And that would be about the loosest bowl that Neil Semple's played so far in the match.
No, I think most people would be quite happy to be in that position, wouldn't they? After
Would have liked to have played
these
a few like
players
that
have
myself this
certainly
morning.
given a fine exhibition of bowling so far. And there's the bowl right on the jack. Blair Spicer regains the position here. He's holding 1. Second bowl about to be delivered by Neil Semple from Waikato. And he's not going to be far away either.
Just a little bit of a bad result there, just a little bit narrow, and he's cut the wide under Blair's bowl, and really the head's not looking that good for Neil Semple here.
It all depends on whether Blair can protect it a little bit with his third bowl. He's holding 1. He's got the back bowl. He really wants to protect his own bowl.
Well, he's played it pretty well too.
That's going to make it a little more difficult for Neil now.
Yes, he's had to play on the forehand and look for his own black and roll it over a couple of times. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to roll these blacks onto the jack. I think he perhaps wanted the other one.
So still 2 to Brown on this end. Neil Semple did not get the result he was hoping for.
So
And
the option here is for Blair to play the forehand and try and just sneak through the gap there between those blacks and trail the jack for 4.
even if he stops in the way, it'll make it difficult for Neil, won't it?
Very important bowl in the game, because he doesn't want to be wide and give the shot away, but if he can hold 2 or 3, 4 shots maybe, it'd be a great boost for him.
But he's played it
He's
fairly
very
well.
close.
It's coming into the right spot.
Oh, that's an absolute bomb.
Well, if you're Neil Semple, how would you feel at that moment?
Well, the jack probably just went a little bit further than Blair would have liked, because really he's given Neil a chance to score here onto sitting this back Brown, and he's very close.
He's certainly playing well enough to do
Very
it.
close. Marvellous shot. That's a great shot.
And that could be the shot of the game so far. That bowl, from being 3, possibly 4 down, he's trailed the jack to get the shot.
Oh, he was definitely 4 down. That's a match winner.
It could have been the opening that Blair was looking for, but instead Neil has saved the situation. He gains the 1, and after 6 ends completed, it's 6-5 to Blair Spicer of Canterbury.
His Blair was just a little bit unfortunate. The jack rolled a lot further than I thought it would, and it just left it a little bit open, but still the bowl had to be played, and it was a great bowl from Neil Semple. It's really kept him in the match.
I suppose the thing, Gary, about this match is that the players are taking advantage of those opportunities when they come up, aren't they?
Yes, there's not very many loose bowls being played, and actually that was probably Neil's worst end, and lucky for him he got out of it, but it was a great shot. But once again, the first 2 bowls here are just about touches. Great stuff.
The crowd here at the TSB Stadium in New Plymouth should be appreciating this. It mightn't look very pretty, but it's very precise bowling, and it's getting the results for the 2 players. Second bowl on its way from Blair Spicer. We can't tell from this position which is the shot bowl. I don't think the players are particularly worried at the moment. They seem to be confident that whatever it is, either of them's going to resolve it.
We'll look at Neil's delivery there. Just grips the bowl a little bit different from everybody else we've seen there today, but a very relaxed delivery, and it's very, very economical, and that's another pretty good bowl.
Playing his third bowl.
You see Blair leaves his hand just on the side of the floor.
Just steady the balance.
That's right.
He's coming round the back. He's obviously satisfied that he's got the shot.
Yes, another very good bowl. Both players really quickly into their work, not mucking around at all.
Even the loose bowls from these two are only a matter of centimetres away, aren't they?
Yes, and look at this for confidence. He's just trying to dead draw it. Oh, that's a brilliant shot.
So Neil Semple regains the shot with that bowl touching the jack to be delivered. Blair Spicer is down 1 on the end, up 1 on the game.
They both could be touching. He's just trying to get a little touch on the black, and he's done that.
Well, this might be a case where the players have to get out the measure again and have a look. The bowls all fairly close there. Nope, they've decided it fairly quickly.
Oh, I'm not sure whether they were both touching or whether it was still Neil Semple's bowls. We have to wait for the marker.
If, of course, both bowls were touching, then neither player scores anything, and the scores get carried on from the previous end. But we'll have to wait until the marker indicates the situation there. Neil Semple's going first. That doesn't tell us anything.
Yes, he scored.
In fact, he did score. So it's after 7 completed ends, it's 6 all in the second of the 2 semi-finals.
So we saw Neil Semple again throw the jack over the line, and Blair Spicer's thought, well, I better try something a little bit different here, and he's pulled the jack perhaps 2.5 feet up the mat.
Shorter length this time. Well, it doesn't seem to have troubled his opponent. The length has changed, but they're both pretty close with their first bowl.
Yes, getting to that crucial part of the game now. 5 ends to play, and the next 2 ends are really very, very important to both players. So Blair's just attacking this a little bit. Oh, no, that's a good shot as well.
Perhaps slightly unlucky in the jack bouncing off his back bowl, but I would think he'd be reasonably happy with it.
He has to be happy. He's given himself an opening, but the problem is that Neil gets to play first, and the way he's going, he's liable to sew it up again, and he's very close again. Oh, another brilliant shot. That's the perfect bowl. He would have been looking to do exactly what he did, and he seems to be doing that with a lot of regularity here.
Yes, it's quite incredible. I don't think I've seen a match for a long time where both the players have achieved precisely what they've wanted to do.
Yeah.
Weight has been perfect and the direction perfect.
Yeah, and that's once again is another very, very good bowl, because Blair's pushed his own bowl back and now gives himself the option of playing the same weight next time and making 1 or 2 shots out of it. So Neil, I think, really has no choice but to play the forehand and try and cover that.
So he won't want to be too close, will he?
No, I think you'll see maybe players forehand and just come round those 2 bowls to the left of the head there and just cover that brown that's at the back.
So final bowl of the 8th end for Neil Semple.
That's what he's doing. He's just playing his forehand and just be trying to get round to that back brown.
Again, the hand on the bowling shoe, and it's on its way. Well, Gary caught it correctly. He is looking for cover at the back. What will Blair Spicer do?
A very crucial bowl in the game. He looks to be pretty good. That's a great shot.
Moves the jack.
Oh, dreadfully unlucky. It just seemed to gather speed once it hit the square.
Yes, it hesitated for a moment and then ducked off the end of the mat. So that's 2 points to his opponent there. So Neil Semple gains 2 points and he goes out to an 8-6 lead after 8 completed ends.
Be it outdoor or indoor, the Trackside Channel's exclusive bowls coverage is brought to you by SIS Insurance, where nobody understands your needs more.
Bowls from New Plymouth now, and as we pick up matters, we are 4 ends from the end of the match, and it's Semple leading Blair 8 points to 6.
Be it outdoor or indoor, The Trackside Channel's exclusive bowls coverage is brought to you by SIS Insurance, where nobody understands your needs more.
Here's the bowl that's done the damage for Blair.
Played it exactly right. It looks like it's going to stop there, and it takes a turn and just keeps
Off it
going.
goes. I wonder if that tape marking on the floor there
Possibly,
may have caught it.
because at no stage really did the jack look like it was going to go off the mat. And you could just see it just rolled off that little blue tape there. Maybe just a fraction overweight as well, but you know, they're the bowls that win or lose you a game.
We're on the 9th end now of this 12-end semi-final. Both players have played their first bowl, first of 4 each gets in the singles game. And Blair Spicer back on top of the jack again.
Yes, it's a great game. And
Yes.
whoever gets through here, we're going to see an absolute boomer with Barry Kinnard, because he's going to draw as well as these two guys, and it's going to be all on. Once again, a perfect bowl. That's what he's doing. He's just trying to turn his own bowl through the head and give himself a better position, and that's another fine shot.
So they're not always just playing the one shot, they're thinking ahead at the same time, Gary.
Yes, a little bit like chess. He really has to. He's not going to get the shot with that bowl because of the way it's sitting, but he's got to try and give himself a position where when he comes to play his third and fourth bowl, he can score, because it's got to the stage now where he really does need to score on this end, but otherwise Neil's just starting to get away on him.
Now, has Neil done some damage here?
Yes, he'd be disappointed with that. But Blair here has decided, I think he's going to try and run for cover here.
And we see the standard of the bowls these two are playing, and then think that they're playing together later in the week. Somebody else is going to be in for a nasty surprise.
Yes, that's another absolute brilliant shot.
It's almost as if they're just picking up the bowl and placing it where they want it to go.
Well, they are, aren't they? And, you know, Blair Spicer has taken full advantage of the little bit of lapse and concentration maybe that Neil had. Here on the replay, look at this. He's got to play the perfect bowl to score, and he's done that. Back toucher. Yeah, and that's exactly what he's trying to do.
He's decided it's too dangerous to be aggressive, so he's just drawing. And he hasn't, I don't think, changed the situation. He may have nudged the blacks, but I don't think he's changed the situation at all.
I think he decided that, you know, it's going to be hard for Blair to get another one there.
He's given it plenty of green, going nice and wide so that he doesn't come across the head and do some damage.
Yes, he's played it pretty well. Couldn't play it with too much conviction, really, especially if he's holding two.
So certainly one, possibly two to Blair
No, it's
Spicer
two.
on that end. It's 2 to Blair Spicer, so the scores after 9 completed ends are level again. It's 8-all.
It's a great game. And neither player really deserves to lose, but someone's going to. I worked that all out by myself too, Chris.
Yes, it's one of those games where you'd be quite happy if both of them could advance, but of course that's not to be. One has to drop out and the other goes on to the final.
And that's a grand opening bowl from young Blair Spicer.
You wouldn't see a better game of control bowls anywhere than we're watching at the moment.
No, this is as good as it gets.
And Neil's opened it up slightly for himself, but the question is he going to get another opportunity?
It's maybe, you know, the pressure, you know, first man to fold maybe, because they must be getting a little bit nervous knowing that the end's close.
This is the 10th end. There's only 2 more to go after this one. No time limit to worry about.
It's another good bowl.
It's starting to get just a little out of hand here for Neil Semple.
Yes, he's just played a couple loose bowls. Not loose, but not quite as tight as he has been playing in the
Loose
last
by
couple
the
ends.
standard he's been playing so
Yes,
far.
but look at this.
Oh.
And that's a great shot.
That's probably the shot. Not just the jack, just slides alongside.
Yes, neither player deserves to lose. But I think Blair, you'll find, will just play his... He's just thinking, will he play the backhand and follow that down? And yes, that's what he's going to play. But look at this last bowl with Neil Semple's again on the replay. No, we're not.
And here's his third bowl on its way.
Here he comes, just a little bit short. Fell onto the jack, I think would still fine and be one black.
But what does Neil Semple do here? The scores are level. We're on the 10th of the 12 ends. Well, he's played this pretty well.
Well, I don't know. He maybe... Oh, it's tough to say, isn't it? But he might have given the shot away there.
Watching it very
That's exactly
closely.
what he's
His
trying to do.
line looks pretty good.
He's very close. Oh, that's a great shot.
You have to ask yourself, is there room for a bowl in the places they're managing to
Well,
get them in, don't you?
I think the only thing for Neil is here is to play it from the ceiling if he wants to get another shot.
Crowd at the TSB Stadium in New Plymouth being treated to a fine display of bowls.
Have a look at this last bowl of Blair Spicer's. He just has to play it perfect, and he has exactly done that. But Neil Semple, I think, thinks he's still got the shot here, and he's not going to play his last bowl.
Blair has not bothered to play the last bowl. Well, it's Neil's last bowl. So. Yeah,
Cool for
going
the
to call the
umpire.
umpire here, I think. We may have two bowls touching. Craig Hughes, the umpire from Bay of Plenty, will probably need the torch, the marker boards, everything here. It's a very close measure. Yes. The umpires carry quite a kit with them, don't they, Gary?
They sure do. But, you know,
There's
that's...
the torch to see if there's a gap between the bowl and the jack. The naked eye doesn't help you in that situation. Yes, the crowd watching this one very closely here at the TSB Stadium in New Plymouth, the second of the two semi-finals. And
So I
the
think
umpires rolled them both out together.
Yes, called that a toucher. Both touching.
So no score to either player there. The scores get carried down. It's still 8-all, 10 ends completed.
So maybe Neil Semple might have been a little bit disappointed with that, because I think he did have a shot on to score there.
Blair Spicer, who won the previous end, leads off. Neither player gained anything from the last end. All those bowls in effect were for nothing.
Could be heading into an extra end here, Chris.
It's going to be very close.
But I'm expecting Neil to get close as well.
Neither player has really dominated this game. They've matched each other, but no one's dominated.
No, it's just been neck and neck, really. And probably looking back, the big bowl was when Blair was 6-4 in front and holding 4, and Neil drew the shot.
Yes, that could have been the turning point in Blair's favour, but Neil came right back at him there. And
Oh, that's two great shots.
now, Neil obviously will be very conscious of the weight. He can't afford too much jack movement.
No, he'll be looking just to get onto the front one and spring it to his back, and he's played it pretty well. It's a great shot.
Well, there it is. Gary nominated the shot, he's performed it, and now holds the shot.
Superb weight control from
After
both
having
players.
two perfect bowls, Blair now finds himself down.
Seems to be the way in this match. And this is where he really must say to himself, right, okay, I've got to just put it back, and he's done exactly that. I mean, that's just great stuff. He's played 3 touches with his first 3 bowls. Well, as good as touches, and you just can't expect to play any better than that.
Obviously, having a nice true floor gives the players the confidence to play all their shots properly.
Yes, the 4's superb, and, you know, that's another great shot there from Neil Semple, and, you know, he's put himself in a great position. Blair's in all sorts of trouble here, because whilst he probably holds the shot, Neil would be just able to punch through his own bowl, and the brown is going to disappear straight off the mat.
His last bowl of the 11th end. I think he's looking to block.
Well, I think he's just trying to get another one close, and that's exactly what he's done. He sacrificed the shot, and I actually think that's a very, very good shot.
He's going to have a good look at it, but I think he'll decide to leave it well alone. And that would take them into the final end with Neil Semple 1 up.
And
We'll see, he may prove us wrong.
yes, and the thing for
He
Blair
may
is...
try laying that black over on its side and see if he can roll it in for a second shot.
Yes, I think he's going to get one shot out of it myself. But who knows the way they're drawing. But that won't come back from there. But you see, Blair scored 2s in every end that he has scored in the game, so maybe he might think I've got one more coming my way.
So it's 1 to Neil Semple on the 11th end. And he holds a 9-8 lead as they begin the last of the 12-end semi-final. Neil Semple to go first, and that, of course, gives Blair Spicer the last bowl. And indoor bowlers set great store by the last bowl, don't they, Gary?
Yes, you know, you even noticed a lot in this game that if you've got the last bowl, you quite often score. But I really think Blair did the right thing giving the shot away there.
So first bowl of the 12th end from Neil Semple, and he should be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's a great opener. And I think
Pressure on Blair. This is the final.